Good morning, Malaysia, and welcome to Channel 7. Today, we are going to talk about fake news in Malaysia. We're diving into the world of misinformation and how it's messing with us in Malaysia. With all the stuff flying around on the internet, it's tough to tell what's real and what's not. We are going to get to the bottom of where fake news comes from and how it spreads like wildfire. To define, fake news is a misleading information presented as news. It frequently seeks to deceive, influence public perception, or benefit from clickbait. Fake news can spread through traditional news sources, but it is increasingly common on social media, where it reaches lots of people quickly. The word has gained popularity in recent years, raising concerns about its impact on the public views on global issues, politics, or even personal. The reason why we chose Malaysia is because we believe that our audience is captivated by a study that found that Malaysia ranked third among Southeast Asian nations in terms of propagation of fake news, behind Thailand and the Philippines. Meanwhile, the Deputy of Communication and Multimedia, Datuk Zahidi bin Zainal Abidin, who served in 2021 to 2022 during the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic, stated that there have been reports of people failing to attend vaccine appointments after hearing negative remarks and misinformation about the vaccine from anti-vaccine groups, and that if this trend does not stop, the government will be unable to solve future issues.
Before we dive further, the methodology used in doing this research was conducting surveys, as we can get data from a wider perspective, that as we randomly sent the survey form to various social and demographic backgrounds. This method allows us researchers to delve into participants' perspectives, experience, and providing nuanced insights by collecting both quantitative and also qualitative data. There are many types of surveys. We used questionnaire surveys that is involved in distributing questionnaires to respondents by distributing the surveys form online, and respondents fill out the forms electronically. Next up, findings and discussions. Alright, moving on to our findings and discussion. Section A, impact of fake news. Almost all Malaysians, when it comes to the issues of fake news, acknowledge that there is such a thing and understand what lies are. However, our results show that 26.6% of Malaysians still do not fully understand the issue of fake news and require further clarification. Almost 20% of the statistics are members of the public between ages 18 and 25 years old. We can further confirm the existence of fake news in Malaysia, as according to our data, 61.7% of Malaysians have seen fabricated news daily. A much larger feat compared to the 33.3% of Malaysians who do not encounter fake news daily. Furthermore, we questioned whether the public have been impacted by fake news, with 13.3% of respondents having never been impacted by fake news, 16.7% of participants having extremely suffered from false information, and 6.7% bear the consequences of it, whilst nearly 50% of the participants were unsure if they have been impacted or not. Then, we questioned the severity of the impact of fake news on the members of the public or their family members, to which our stats showed that 6.7% of our respondents had suffered extremely, whereas 21.7% have had also endured the impacts of fake news at a level less severe. It's to be noted that the majority of these people were severely affected in either finance, reputation, or health. The majority of these respondents also have not suffered from any online or offline scams related to money, with the exception of 6.7% who have been. According to KPMG Malaysia, in the first 7 months of 2022, Malaysians have suffered a loss of 415 million to scammers. We also know that fake news can come in a variety of forms, one of them being rumors spread by anonymous individuals with the intention of ruining the beliefs or opinion about someone or something. In accordance with all our previous statistics, 6.7% of our respondents have gotten their reputation tainted because of the spread of false information amongst finance, reputation, and health. An individual's health or family's health is one of the most impacted by fake news, with our 15% of our respondents claim that their health was affected by fake news. This is evident during the rise of COVID-19 pandemic, which showed a monumental increase of incorrect interpretations of health information, increasing the negative impact of the pandemic on the public's mental health and increased vaccines hesitancy, which delayed the provision of healthcare as stated by the World Health Organization.
The final survey we conducted was to determine whether the public has sufficient awareness regarding fake news. We found that the majority of our respondents claim to use social media as their primary source of information, which in this digital age is unsurprising as social media has become one of the most popular platforms for the sharing of information. Based on a report by Data Reporter stating that a whopping 28.68 million people in Malaysia are active social media users, accounting for 83.1% of the country's population. Additionally, we learned that the majority of our respondents were also aware that not all information online can be trusted. A known fact reminded by Google Senior Vice President Prabhakar Raghavan that any social media platform, especially TikTok and Instagram, are much less reliable sources of information as it's difficult to verify the authenticity of the information shared and its legitimacy unknown. Other than that, our respondents also have full or partial awareness regarding the impact of delivering in fake news without evaluating its reliability and accuracy, an important fact which must be grasped by the public due to the gravity of the situation. Our final question was in regards to whether the public understood the significance of sharing their knowledge regarding the essential skills needed to actively spot fake news. With 50% of our respondents being fully prepared, whilst the remaining 50% being less prepared. Despite this, the Malaysian Communications and Media Commissions, or MCMC, have urged Malaysians to consciously hold these crucial discussions with other members of the public in order to improve public awareness regarding the essential skills needed to curb the spread of fake news and to reduce its impact on people.
Now, it is very crucial for people to be aware and can easily determine whether the news are legit. So, what are the ways and methods to prevent the spread of fake news? First and foremost, read widely. Reading news from sources with which you frequently disagree is crucial in order to gain a comprehensive understanding of a topic. You can get a long-term perspective on current events by keeping up with today's news and topics throughout time. You can read with an open mind, but it's crucial to read from a range of sources to discover views on current events that you might not have thought of. Furthermore, don't share a news article if you haven't read it properly. The rapid spread of false information and fake news can only be prevented by you. Keep a watchful eye on the news and actively debate what you see. Don't distribute anything you read to others if you are not sure it is true. Moving on to Humairaq.
Yes, that's right, Fatin. With the rise of misinformation online, experts emphasize the importance of media literacy, education as a primary defense. By equipping individuals with the skills to critically assess information, such as fact-checking and source verification, we empower them to distinguish between the credible sources and fake news. Along with education, another way to fight fake news is by making social media websites show more reliable news first. This means putting content from trustworthy sources at the top and lowering the visibility of fake news. By using technology like this, we can stop fake news from spreading online so easily. It's prioritizing accuracy over virality. By embracing these methods, we can take proactive steps towards safeguarding the integrity of our information ecosystem.
Thanks Fatin and Humairaq for emphasizing the strategies on how to stop the spread of fake news and the methodology used in doing this research. Now, people must be cautious when consuming news in order to guarantee that the fake news can be avoided by the public. In today's interconnected and fast-evolving world, we should carefully consider every news article we come across. As internet users, it is our duty to assess the accuracy of the information found in news stories. We must refrain from falling for clickbait headlines that promise to deliver valuable content. Sensational, dramatic, and scandalous are frequently the results of clickbait, which aids in dissemination of false information. To prevent being a victim of fake news, it's critical to exercise caution when consuming online news and to hone your investigative and analytical abilities. It's also crucial to teach friends and family how to evaluate news sources and double-check information. Not to mention, deepfakes and clickbait frequently make both of these strategies easier to implement. People must report questionable content to the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, or MCMC, a government body in charge of overseeing multimedia and communication, in order to stop the spread of fake news. Let's all continue to be watchful and proactive in avoiding the dangers of false information. We can help create a more knowledgeable and responsible online community by using critical thinking skills, double-checking facts, and reporting questionable content. Now, moving on to conclusion.
In conclusion, the findings of our study show how crucial it is that social media platforms should put a lot of effort to prevent and comprehend fake news, as it has significant implications on society as a whole. The spread of false information is a serious threat to democracy, society, and personal safety. Its broad spread over numerous internet channels carries the risk of influencing public opinion, weakening confidence in reliable information, sources, and potentially provoking conflict and violence. A complex strategy including reliable fast-checking tools is needed to combat false news. As such, you should be aware that it is on you as a responsible person to stop the spread of false information.